All right, Margot, thank you. Next on our list, a combination of bad weather and big illness numbers keeping schools closed for some communities. That's why Anderson County schools were closed today and will stay that way tomorrow. ACS tells 6 News it's not just one illness spreading among schools. There are a few different ones going around, such as COVID, the flu, strep, stomach viruses. Along with illness, hazardous road conditions and flooding pose another threat. Wednesday, the county had about 32 teachers out, along with a lack of substitutes, which can cause students to lose valuable instruction time. Now, Ryan Sutton, spokesperson for Anderson County Schools, explained the best option this week was to utilize non-instructional days to allow for cleaning and recovery.
We may feel like it's not safe to get to school for our people on buses, or it may be more difficult for people to get to school on buses, or it may be used for illness. So we do have those 10 calendar days built in to our yearly schedule that we do go a little bit extra every single day in order to make those 10 days up. So whenever there is a situation like this that could potentially be something that could be a problem, we see that it's better to have a non-instructional day like we're doing on Thursday and Friday in order to potentially save some people from getting ill, or save the fact that they're losing the instruction time by not being in the classroom because they're already out with an illness.
District will be closed Monday for President's Day. Students are set to return on Tuesday. Anderson County, just one of several school districts making changes for tomorrow. The full list of closures, well, be sure to check it out at our website, WATE.com. A big conclusion in a case we have followed for nearly 5 years, almost to the day. Looking back, it was February 18th of 2020 when Evelyn Boswell, a 15-month-old from Sullivan County, was reported missing. And tonight, her mother, Megan Boswell, is facing a life sentence in the toddler's murder. Megan Boswell's attorney, just in the last couple of hours, filed a motion for a new trial after a jury this morning returned a guilty verdict in the week-long trial. Now, over the course of that trial, 30 witnesses were called to the stand by the state, none by Boswell's defense. The jury was presented with photos of Evelyn's body, the evidence of her body being recovered from a trash can, and hours of interviews with Boswell conducted by law enforcement.
Degree murder. To judgment of this court, you are guilty. In count 2, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of first-degree murder and the perpetration of a felony, it's a judgment of this court, you are guilty.
Boswell did not take the stand, neither in her trial nor in the sentencing phase. Now, today's verdict does leave open the prospect of parole for Boswell, but because of the shocking nature of the crime, it will be at least 51 years. New information on the reopening of a major roadway. TDOT confirming that Tennesseans will be able to drive into North Carolina along I-40 when a section of the road opens up next month. North Carolina Governor Josh Stein announced the reopening on Monday after new Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy visited the damage. As you know, the interstate along the Pigeon River Gorge was damaged dramatically by Helene a few months ago. The North Carolina side will open to two-way traffic in a few weeks. Now, NCDOT says all this work took 126 days and used 4 drill rigs at the same time to speed up the process. And not far away, $8 million is on the way to replace a Cocke County bridge destroyed by Helene. FEMA and the state of Tennessee have approved the funding to replace the Conway Bridge. The bridge located along the Nolichucky was swept away in the river's flooding. Now, the more than 400-foot one-way concrete bridge was originally built in 1924. The funding to replace the structure is coming from FEMA's Public Assistance Program. And next week, our Don Dare will be bringing us the experiences, the challenges, and the plans for the future of the victims of Helene here in East Tennessee and North Carolina. Be sure to join us all week next week at 5:30 to hear their stories. Plus, WAT 6 on Your Side is proud to partner with B97.5, Knoxville Wholesale Furniture, and Samaritan's Purse to help raise funds for victims of Hurricane Helene. Just point your smartphone's camera at the QR code on the screen right now to take you to the donation page, or log on to SamaritansPurse.org/WATE. And from now until the end of the month, every dollar you give will be matched up to $1 million, and the money you give will go to victims of the storm here in East Tennessee and in North Carolina. Our next big story tonight on the 7, a PE teacher under scrutiny after being accused of driving under the influence. On Friday, the Alcoa Police Department arrested Paul Rouse and charged him with DUI and drug possession. We're told an officer received a call from dispatch about a reckless driver coming into Alcoa on Pellissippi Parkway that was in and out of ditches and speeding. Well, after he was stopped, Rouse was unable to find his ID and failed multiple sobriety tests. Searching with a K-9, officers say they found a substance in Rouse's car that tested positive for fentanyl. Now, Rouse will remain on suspension until his charges are no longer pending. Now, after catching up with the vehicle on Alcoa Highway, Rouse was unable, again, as we mentioned, to find his ID. The officer also, again, searching that vehicle, as we mentioned, and found a brownish pink powder in Rouse's vehicle. Again, the school system confirmed that Rouse has been suspended from his position at John Sevier Elementary. A big update tonight in our Big 7 at 7 list for you. A Morristown priest has now been reinstated after an investigation found no evidence to substantiate a previous boundary violation report. We're told Father Miguel Velez, who serves as the St. Patrick Parish in Morristown, was reinstated to active ministry at the parish immediately. In December, the diocese reported that Velez had been placed on administrative leave following a complaint of boundary violation. Now, although it's unclear what boundary the allegation refers to, Bishop Mark Beckman says they were related to the Diocese of Knoxville's safe environment policies, which exceed civil standards. According to the diocese website, Velez was appointed the parochial vicar of the St. Patrick Church in Morristown in September of 2020. And we're wrapping up our list with a big investment by TVA, the utility, saying today it is preparing to put nearly $16 billion over the next few years into meeting the growing demand for power around our region. Today, TVA held a public session with its board of directors, increasing reliance on solar power, creating new large-scale data centers, securing more energy for Tennessee, along with various other topics that were discussed.
Speakers encouraged TVA to expand the regional power system as the economy and our demand grows. They discussed the need for regional energy security through affordable and reliable energy, especially for our businesses and our industries.
This plan to increase energy supply coincides with our region hitting two all-time peak power demands. One was in 2024, the other was just this year.